What about the game that they want to play? I've discussed several times now the importance of communication between players and the game master. This, as always with most things, goes both ways, meaning both sides need to give proper input. In a social situation, it's not about one person deliberating while the other side listens, or worse, pretends to listen and try to say what the other person wants to hear. This isn't work, it's a game, and it's a mutual collaboration where everyone participates. That means that the Game Master creates a world and environment for players to enjoy, along with players actively participating and working with their fellow players and the Game Master. Because the Game Master can simply narrate the story like it's a lecture about the important lore and information, but if the players don't care about the entire thing, it's simply moot. When there is so much information about the world that players can't create anything, and there's already plot laid out with no other path to follow, what purpose are the players actually serving? The monumental amount of story that the Game Master has prepared is less appealing than most Game Masters realize. It's actually suffocating. Oftentimes, Game Masters feel the need to work so hard in preparation for the players, so they have an answer to everything, but there's always going to be something that they could not have planned for. The easiest way to counteract this workload is quite easy. The players affect the story. That means creating a backstory for their character and the Game Master implementing it into the plot. This takes big sacrifices on both sides, because the player has actual work to do, and the Game Master has to weave the narrative around the obscure and often unrelated ideas of the player into the world. Sometimes this isn't so simple, sometimes it's impossible, but I encourage you to consider the options. One player might have a backstory about a cult of vampires, while another could be about a plane-hopping dimension traveler, and it goes completely beyond your simple campaign about climbing a mountain to get something or see someone. Why not have the vampires worshipping an item or entity on the mountain that the time traveler knows about? This not only gives the party a reason to work together and pursue the plot that you have planned, but it actually involves them and feels like their characters are connected and important to the story. The easy choice is to simply dismiss these ideas. After all, they're in the past and don't affect the story, only the player character's motives. While it is important to not get intricately specific with one's character and their history, specifically because this is an adventure that the party is going on. If a player has already accomplished so much that they're the universe's savior, then why are they even joining this ragtag band of unlikely heroes? On the other hand, it really is important to be aware of the player's story and where their character came from. My perspective as a game master. That's really all that this is. I'm not reciting a passage from some rule book or compiling a collection from various sources. This is my take on these challenges. This is what I have learned from my experiences. Specifically, my take on almost everything is that this is a game where we make things up. So, why can't we? It is the job of the Game Master to tie things together, make things work, and ultimately decide what stays and what goes, but why do we have to do that to your players? It's the equivalent of a child bringing their parent a drawing that is possibly terrible, but it is the start of something beautiful. You can crush that child's creativity and put them on a path to simply follow orders like a machine, or you can put that piece of art up on the fridge until there's no more space left. Eventually, that child would make things better and start to get a bigger idea of things that work better together until all of the children make a beautiful collage together that's better than anything they could do alone. What do you prefer? A messy, terribly organized, and painfully coordinated mess of ideas colliding together, or a blank fridge? If nothing is acceptable, then why are we playing? In a game where anything is possible, and the only limits are your imagination, why are you turning the ideas of others away? This is a unique opportunity where you get to see and use the ideas of others. All the plans you have for the thing that you want to do can wait for another day when you're by yourself. Today is for everyone, and that includes you, despite your best efforts.